man, Gabe, and I'm back to bring you another installment of R3 Wickets. That's right, R3 Wickets. Now, today's game between the Sunrisers and Kings 11 Punjab was a very interesting game. You know, first and foremost, I was so happy, and I'm going to stop mentioning it now, but you heard it here first on CFA Nation. You want to go ahead, and if you win that coin toss, no questions, you want to bat first, okay? This was game, 22? So 22 games, only 4 successful defenses. It ain't rocket science, people. It ain't rocket science. You saw at one point when Bairstow was batting, he was gassed. He was out of breath, right? Think about that. Having to be in these tough conditions, it doesn't matter what your age is. And Nick was kind of mentioning this before, but just conditioning. You're out there in this heat. You're getting beat up or whatnot. And then now you got to go bat after you fielded for 20 overs, however long that takes, hour and a half, 2 hours. That's brutal, all right, guys? That's brutal. And then the pitch condition deteriorating over the course of the games. Because remember, they're only using 3 pitches. But with that being said, I was happy to see the Sunrisers put themselves in a position to win. And it started off with the batting of David Warner, all right? David Warner, the captain, and Johnny Bairstow. I got a love-hate relationship with Bairstow. You know, somebody at the very end hit me up with a super chat. They were like, is Bairstow still garbage? Because I called him garbage last time. Because he drives me crazy. This guy will get a century, then he'll get a duck. He'll get 40 or 50, then he'll get a 7. Like, he's so inconsistent. It's probably because I own him as a fantasy player, and of course today I didn't have him. And he goes off for 97 runs on 55 balls. Now, those of you who have been watching CFA Nation for a while know Nick and I have been touting Johnny Bairstow for a long time, and you guys were like, no, Butler's better. And I do agree, Butler's better defensively, but they're dead even with the stick, okay? Butler may be a little bit more consistent, but he doesn't have the explosive output like Johnny Bairstow does. 97 on 55, and honestly, that's a 176 strike rate. He was out because he was gassed. Go watch that inning. He was tired. He was, bent over at the waist. He didn't have anything left in the tank, all right? The partnership, a beautiful partnership with David Warner. David Warner, 52 runs on 40 balls, a 130 strike rate, doing his job as a captain as well. And here's a funny thing, and we're gonna talk about that later when we talk about what I liked. What I liked was that they went ahead and established this partnership. Okay, they opened up well, ended up putting up a big score, and you put the team and the opposition in trouble the minute you do that. The minute you put them there, you put them in trouble. On the bowling side, let's take a look at the final stats, all right? You have Natarajan, who got 2 huge wickets. And I think I'm saying that right. Natarajan had 2 huge wickets. Rashid Khan, there's nothing else to say, guys. 4 overs, 12 runs. 12 runs. My 4th graders can do that kind of multiplication, all right? My man is giving up literally 3 runs and over. He's a savage. Oh, and by the way, give me those 3 wickets. Give me those 3 wickets. He's a monster. He's an absolute monster. Part of the reason that Sunrisers won this game today, okay? The bowling for the Sunrisers were good. Nobody really came close to the Jordan line. I mean, Samad gave up 28 runs in 1 over. So had he bowled all 4 overs, he might have been close to the Jordan line, but he didn't. What did I like on the other side? And you know what? Kings Punjab, man, today I found something out. I found out that this team really, as far as the rest of I don't understand what's going on. So this is the first time that both KL Rahul and Agarwal have been dismissed for less than 20. Those guys, I have mentioned it before, are the best opening partnership, period. Okay, today dismissed 11 runs on 16 balls for KL Rahul. Not great. And Manyak Agarwal had 9 runs on 6 balls. Both got dismissed, right? The entire lineup got demolished. The only person that really did their work was Purang. And you know what? Renelle hit me up on Twitter. She was like, what about my boy Purang? 77 runs, 37 balls, 208 strike rate. Oh my gosh, did I love this performance. When everybody else was faltering, he put in work. Good on you, kid. You know, I can see why he's got such a beloved following. And with that amazing catch he did the other day, I mean, they got him in the outfield. That's another thing. He's not playing as a wicketkeeper. They had a different wicketkeeper in there. Actually, KO Rahul and Puran were out there in fielding, trying to improve the defense. Because, yes, Kings 11 has suffered with some defensive issues and fielding. All right, guys, fielding. On the bowling side, you know, Cottrell was giving up 33 runs in 3 overs, 11 economy rate, not the greatest. Okay, no wickets. You guys already know what happened with the game. You know, you know what I did like was Bishnoi, bro. Bishnoi as a youngster was absolute savage. And going back to who broke up that partnership, guess who got both? David Warner and Johnny Bairstow. Yes, that's right, Bishnoi. It wasn't like he came in the death overs and got some bowlers. He got the 2 big wickets of the game, cousin. And actually, at one point when those wickets dropped, the question was, were they even going to get to 160, 170? But then, you know, other people contributed. You got, I want to say it was, Williamson got 20 runs on 10. That's a 200 strike rate. You know, other people, Abhishek also put up some runs. So, you know, other people contributed. But again, you know, Bishnoi went out and did his job. 3 wickets. This guy's an absolute savage. When other good guys didn't come through, Cottrell didn't get a wicket. You know, Muhammad Shami only got 1. Bishnoi did his job, and his 3rd wicket was Samud as well, which was one of the batsmen that were supposed to carry the Sunrisers after the top guys fell, but did not do so. Now, what did I hate? And I'm going to tell you this right now. What did I hate on both sides? First and foremost, when you come into, and I don't know if this is a real thing, but I've been listening to the Dugout View. They say after the drinks breaks, like, Englishmen always get dismissed. And I'm telling you, I don't know why. I've seen this happen like 3 or 4 times, and they always get dismissed. That's strategic timeout, and I get it, because that's exactly what it is, to break the momentum of the batter, break the concentration. But I've seen it happen a few times now, and it can't be that simple as let me call a timeout, and then they're going to lose their concentration, I'm going to get a wicket. But I wanted to see Bairstow get that century so bad on 97. He was visibly gassed, though. You could see him breathing really, really heavy, and you know what? I was like, oh my gosh. Like I said, this game at one point was in jeopardy because after David Warner and Bairstow fell, guys right after, Pandey only 1 run. That's 2 games in a row. Pandey has 1 run, 2 balls. Okay, you had Shamad as well, 8 runs, 7 balls. It's like if those 2 guys don't put up huge total, the rest of the team ain't really gonna carry you, and that's a problem. That's a problem. I know they got some other people waiting in the wings, but that's a problem. And we know that there's also, Kane Williamson made an argument because they were talking about today, Jason Holder was so close to playing. Of course, I'm partial to him because he's a West Indies, but he bowls as well as bats, and he can put up some runs. So Kane Williamson needs to put up some more runs in order. He was no out, obviously, because they came in at the end. But maybe bring him in a little earlier. Who knows? Who knows? What did I not like? I mean, the bowling wasn't atrocious. Like I said, from the Sunrisers, everybody did good. So I'm not really gonna store on salt just to say, oh, this is what I didn't like on the bowling side. What didn't I like on the side, the batting side from the Kings 11? Holy cow! I'm not gonna even kill Agarwal. I'm not gonna kill Rahul. Everybody has a bad day. Everybody has a bad day at the office, and these guys literally have been the best partnership the entire tournament. But the fact that they've had the best partnership this entire tournament, and they're 1-4 now, or 1-5, I think it is now, that's a problem. And you know why? Because other than Puran, nobody did anything today. Nobody had a pulse. I get it. You know, you guys are at a disadvantage. You had to field the whole first part of the inning, right? The pitcher, it doesn't matter. Have some fight. Show some fight. You got guys dismissed at 7 for 12. Glenn Maxwell, I don't know what he was doing. Singh, 11 for 8. They're playing test. Mandeep Singh, 6 for 6. I mean, it was disgusting. It was disgusting. And here's the thing. Are you telling me that with this team who only has 3 legitimate batsmen that really have showed up all year round, KL Rahul, Agarwal, and Perrin, you cannot use a great like Chris Gale? Come on, man. I mean, he can't be that bad at fielding. So, I mean, it is what it is. What's done is done. But I don't see this team making the playoffs. And today's game might have very well been the dagger in the coffin. I'm guaranteeing you there's going to be some changes next game. We'll see what happens. You know, on the bowling side, again, I'm not going to kill them because nobody really got blown up. But there was a point where this game was still within grasp. You know what I mean? When they were still, because once David Warner fell and Burso fell, go back and watch the tape. Then it was like, wait, can we even get to 150? Can we get to 160? Can we go? Because everybody was falling really quickly after that. And then the death bowling killed them. The death bowling kills them all the time. I get it. They had to drop Jordan. But in the death bowling, my guy was in there, okay? Mohammad Shami, who I love, he gave up like 10 runs or 12 runs in the over. I mean, they got to get this death over thing. Glenn Maxwell got touched up in the death over. They got to get this death over thing figured out. They really do. I mean, and be honest, if you're a Kings 11 fan, they got to get this death over thing figured out. With that being said, what did I learn? I'm already going to be off beating a high horse because I've said it so many times or whatever. I'm starting to annoy myself. Obviously, conditions play a huge role, so make sure you bat first if you win that coin toss. But what did I learn? I learned that today somebody mentioned, you know what? There's a trading period. Really? Then if I'm Chris Gale's agent, I'm asking for a trade. Because at this point, I'm being disrespected when you got guys getting ones and playing tests out there, and I can't sniff the field. Don't draft me or don't purchase me to sit on the bench and look pretty. You know what I mean? I want to play. He's an athlete. Let me tell you something. No athlete ever wants to sit, especially when the guys in front of them aren't doing the job. You know what I mean? I learned that there's a trading period, and I don't know how active that trading period is, or transfer period, but I'm telling you, there's some teams that need to make some transfers. My CSK my Kolkata, my CSK Super Kings, not Kolkata Knight Riders, sorry. My CSK Super Kings, right? They need to trade some of the excess bowling they have in Satner and Tahir, which they're not using any which way. And obviously, they love themselves some Sam Curran. They love themselves Dwayne Bravo. Keep one of those guys, either Tahir or Satner, and move that bowling for another legitimate batsman to help you off. Because what Jadov did yesterday was disgusting. That was the worst inning I've ever seen played in my life. The worst. Okay, that guy. Forget about playing tests. I'm telling you right now. The conversation already started in the Twitter sphere. It already started, not coming up from me, but people were like, "Oh, whoa! Is this game being is it being jobbed? You know what I'm saying? Was there some kind of fixing on this game? What's going on?" That's how bad his innings were. That's how bad this guy's innings were. He was getting dots, 2 overs he wasted, 12 balls. I don't even got to look at my notes. I know that. 7 runs, and I saw a couple times where he wasn't even trying to hit a 6 or hit a boundary. He was content with, there was a couple times he could have took a single and he chose not to. What are you doing? Again, you're keeping a strike to do that? CSK, trade Satner or trade Tahir, go get you a Chris Gale. Go get you a Chris Gale. Who knows? Okay, I know they said he was from RCB, so maybe RCB will pick him up. They could use another bat. But I'm excited to see what's going to happen this transfer period. And what teams are going to say, okay, we don't have a guy that can bowl in the death overs, but we got excess batting, so let's go ahead and make this trade. I'm not sure how active it is like that. Baseball trading period is super excited. We call it hot stove. And when that happens, everybody's like, okay, who's going to move on what team? You know, a trade can really... the Yankees played off a trade a couple years ago where they were selling, basically, because they were out of it. And they sold their 2 best relievers. Those relievers at Chapman, who we ended up re-signing, by the way, they actually ended up sending both Aroldis Chapman and Andrew Miller to the Cubs. And I want to say it was the year of the Cubs. The Cubs, who won the World Series that year, by the way, and Cleveland, who went to the World Series. Those 2 players propelled those teams and gave those teams what they needed to get to the World Series, and one of them won. The trade is worth it. What did the Yankees get back? Well, how about a little guy named Gleyber Torres? Oh, yeah, Gleyber Torres. Another guy who's helping us this year, Clint Frazier, okay? Debbie Garcia. Like, it works that way. So at the time, the trade looked bad for the Yankees, but they got great players from it, and it got the club their first World Series. And I want to see it. This is where I wish Nick was here because he knows all the stats. But it was over 100 years. I know the Cubs were like 104 years or 105 years since they had won a World Series. I'm sure somebody will correct me, I should say, in the chat. Well, guys, thanks again for tuning in to this episode. I'm so excited. Somebody did tell me, Gabe, something you guys should do at the end of R3 Wickets is make predictions for tomorrow. Make predictions for the next R3 Wickets. And tomorrow, we got the Royals. Two slugging franchises, two teams that need a win. The Royals have some serious issues. And let me double check just to make sure if I'm correct. The venue, oh boy, it's a launching pad. It's Sharjah, right? So that's match 23. Yep, I was just double checking. Delhi Capitals and the Royals, and they're playing in Sharjah, so the ball's gonna be flying all over the place. My prediction: a lot of runs. I think Delhi Capitals are gonna win. They're too balanced of a team. I mean, unless the Royals get Ben Stokes tomorrow, who can bowl and bat, and again, he hasn't played in a while because of family issues. So who even knows if he's in form? They have some issues. I don't believe they have enough to beat Delhi Capitals. Delhi Capitals should win tomorrow and go to the top of the points table. But again, who knows? Maybe the Royals win the toss, and maybe the Royals put up a huge total. Maybe Steve Smith, gets out of his own head and fixes it. And Butler and some of those other guys over there, Sampson, who's had 2 horrific games back-to-back, and maybe they're able to get a win. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with me. You guys know the deal. Until tomorrow, I'll see you at the same bat time, at the same bat channel. Peace.